Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, everyone, good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. My full name is Muhammad Khotob Al-Aziz Ashadullah Mujadsyah. People usually call me Khotob, and my name is 44123010003. And my class is Ships Construction R for Morning. Okay, in this place, I want to speaking about my writing test 1 and writing test 2 to be homework the online test Ielts. Okay, for the writing test 1 is the bar chart compares the percentage change between 1995 and 2010 in the distribution of individuals born in Australia in those born on sites. Australia residing in urban, rural, and town areas. Over this 15 years period, significant shifts in residential patterns are evident. Urban areas. And for the first is Australian born resident in 1995, about 15% of Australian born individual live in urban areas. This increased to approximately 70% by 2010, a 20% rise. And the second is foreign born residents. Similarly, the percentage of foreign born residents in urban areas grew from 16% in 1995 to nearly 18% in 2010, also a 20% increase. The rural area is one of the first Australian-born resident. The proportion of Australian-born individuals in rural area decreased from 30% in 1995 to 15% in 2010, a 15% drop. The second is foreign-born resident. Foreign-born resident is rural areas declined from 14% in 1995 to about 5% in 2010, reflecting a 15 decrease. Okay, the towns areas. First, Australian-born resident. The share of Australian-born individuals in town decreased from 20% in 1995 to 15% in 2010, a 25% decline. For the second is foreign-born resident. The percentage of foreign-born resident in town slightly decreased from just over 10% in 1995 to around 10% in 2010. Okay, and the next is overall trends. Both Australian-born and foreign-born population is gradually moved to urban areas between 1995 and 2000, and each experiencing a 20% growth. In contrast, rural areas saw significant decline, with both groups decreasing by 15%. Towns area had modest change, with a slight decrease in Australia-born residents and minimal change among foreign-born residents. Possible contribution factor. Several factors may have influenced the demographic shifts. The first is employment opportunities. Urban centers likely offers more jobs, attracting individuals seeking better employment. The second is education facilities. The availability of school and universities in cities may have drawn families and students. Number three is healthcare service. Advanced medical facilities in urban area could have been a factor in residential choice. Okay, we have moved to rating test 2. Financial aid from rich countries to poorer nations has a long a common method of fight poverty. However, just giving money doesn't always solve the problem. I think that developed countries should have over other types of help like education, building infrastructure, and healthcare supports instead of only giving financial aid. The problem with financial aid is financial aid can sometimes be misused because of corruption, leading to little improvement in the life of poor communities. For example, when aid is not used properly, it doesn't reach to the people who need it most. Also, depending too much on financial aid can make countries reliant on outside help, stopping them from finding 10-hour ways to fight poverty. Better ways to help. And the first is education development. Countries can help by giving scholarship, building schools, and offering training programs. This helps people learn new skills and get better jobs, leading to economic growth. Education is powerful to break the cycle of poverty. Number two is building infrastructure. Investing in this, like roads, electricity, and clean water system, can greatly improve. Okay, the living condition and supports business activities in poor areas. Good infrastructure makes it easier for people to access service and find work. Number three is healthcare support, helping to build hospitals, provide medical equipment, and train doctors and nurses can improve public health. A healthy population. Healthy population is essential for a productive society. Without good healthcare, it's hard for people to work and support their families. For the conclusion is, while financial aid can overturn their help, it's not enough to solve poverty in the long run. Developed countries should focus on giving education, building infrastructure, and supporting healthcare to help poor nations become self-sufficient and develop sustainably. Okay, this method tackled the root cause of poverty and lead to lasting improvement in people life. Okay, maybe enough from my speaking to be writing test 1 and writing test 2. Thank you for the nice attention. I'm Muhammad Kotop. See you next time.